Welcome back, officers of the Republic. Wow. Am I going to redo that intro? No. It's your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief, APGAINS here. As you guys know, I now have a Relic 7 Fat Bar on my way to getting the Profundity. The Profundity kit came out the other day. It's looking great. Mwah, chef's kiss. I'm not a chef. I make ramen in the microwave, so I guess you could call me a chef. And I almost made a mistake. And then I was thinking to myself, wait a second. People are probably going to do this on their way to the Profundity free-to-play, and they should avoid this mistake, so I thought I'd throw you guys a little bone. Now, this may seem incredibly obvious to a lot of you, but it's incredibly obvious to me, and I still almost made the mistake, so I guess none of us are really susceptible or really unsusceptible to making... Unsusceptible is not a word. None of us are perfect, except for Hannah Montana. She said nobody's perfect, but she was lying. She indeed herself was perfect. Admiral Raddus. Admiral Raddus is at Relic 7 right now, and as you guys know, he's required at Relic 8. And then, if that wasn't bad enough, because I have 0 impulse detectors, Relic 9, which will require more impulse detectors, and gynecomastia keybeds that I don't have. But, here's the thing. Where I'm struggling is not necessarily all of this stuff, right? Where I'm struggling is down here, down in the trenches, down where the common man thrives in the mud and the muck, the long-forgotten carbonite circuit boards and bronzium wiring. Now you might be saying, APGAINS, APGAINS, APGAINS. Don't you know Capital Games threw us a bone and made it a lot easier to get Relic 8 and Relic 9, no longer requiring those said resources, the poor people resources, for Relic 8 and Relic 9. And what I say to you is, I know that. But then I was about to apply a Relic 8, or prepare to apply Relic 8, and I noticed that they're still required. And I was like, oh, I forgot, because they tell us about stuff, and the update doesn't come for months. So likely what's going to happen, and this is not likely, this is 100% guaranteed to happen, is this change will come into effect, I don't know, maybe a month after the road ahead, or maybe even on the road ahead, right? Everyone was like, why would they... Are they waiting to announce the kit for the road ahead? No, that would be stupid. They're going to have the event out and over with before the road ahead comes out, because the road ahead will likely be accompanied with a quick to follow title update, which will allow this nice, juicy little Relic 8, Relic 9 change to help us poor people. But by then, it's probably going to be, another 3 months before the titty event rolls back around? And at that point, you've already used your carbonites and your bronziums, and so it doesn't really make a difference, right? For those people who actually stood to benefit from this change, the me's of the world, the people who have to apply R8, R9 to Fat Bar, and then apply Relic 8 to Cassian, and are struggling to get these materials down here because we're just out of gear, and it's, we're not swimming in crystals because there's, I'm waiting for GAC to start back up so I can win my crystals. Oh, but there's a skill squish. So now my opponents are all 4 million GP more than me, so it's hard for me to win to get those crystals, and I can't pay for them. Because like I previously mentioned, I'm poor. It's a big deal. It's unironically a big deal to be able to save the carbonites, or the chromium transistors, or the carbon, whatever the fuck they're called, the carbonite circuit boards and bronzium wiring. That is a non-negligible change to the game, to the farming of higher level characters. I feel like a lot of people, when they announced that, and even myself included, kind of laughed like, oh, like, thanks Capital Games. But like, when push comes to shove, when brass tacks and stamps and all of the other things that people like to talk about happen, that's actually a useful change that is going to help me quite a bit, because getting a Relic 8 is hard. We talk about the 3 main currencies: time, money, will to live. Money, almost negligible. Time, I think in January, this will be a 3-year-old account. It's not like this account doesn't have stuff. But when it comes to Relic 8s, which is a resource that isn't really the top dog anymore, Relic 9 is in the game, has been for a while. Relic 10 will come probably in the next month or 2, depending on when the road ahead title updates come out. I still only have one singular Relic 8 that isn't a requirement for something. I have 5 total Relic 8s. All of them were a pain in the ass to get. I have Piet and Boba for the Executor, and I have GK and Yoda for JMK. The only singular Relic 8 that I have that isn't a requirement is Jedi Knight Luke. And that's a great Relic 8, but even still, it's such a unique circumstance that I guarantee none of you will fall into the reason I have Relic 8 Luke. The reason I have a Relic 8 Luke, and the reason that any money on this account, except for the initial hyperdrive that I bought when I first started as a birthday present, because on my 20th birthday, the only birthday present I got was I bought myself the hyperdrive bundle to start a brand new YouTube channel. I was even not invited to my own birthday dinner. Thank you, family, for that. Depressing family backstory over with. Aside from that birthday present hyperdrive bundle so that I could do day one GAC for YouTube, I've not spent any of my own money on this game, right? The Relic 8 that I have on Jedi Knight Luke is because people in chat or on Patreon donated the money for me to get that. If I was a completely free-to-play player and didn't have the amazing benefit in like really random scenarios of being able to have one arbitrary Relic 8 that people paid for, I'd have no Relic 8s that weren't requirements. And now that there are 2 more Relic 8s required and a Relic 9, I'm really struggling. And this is, I get it's complaining, like, oh my god, APGAINS, everyone has to fucking deal with that. You're not special. Obviously. Obviously, this is not a special situation that I fall into, right? Everyone else is dealing with this. But I just want to make sure that you guys don't make the mistake of, if you're not going to have the titty day one, I know it's not in the Journey Guide. I really wish it was in the Journey Guide. Capital Games, can you add the titty to the Journey? I think it's coming to the Journey Guide. They just had an announcement at 2:15, which I guess is 30 minutes after 30 minutes after I'm recording this video. So if you see the titty as the Journey Guide as a thumbnail, just know I was too lazy to make a thumbnail, so I waited half an hour to see if it opened up. But anyway, if you're not going to have it day one, and it's probably going to be 3 months after the day one release before it comes back around and you can try to farm it again, just wait. Just hold off on the Relic 8s. Keep Cassian, keep Fatbar at Relic 7. Wait for the title update to go live mid-September, where they're going to make this change, and save yourself those resources. Because if you're not going to have it anyway, what's the point? Like, are you really going to be like, oh man, like, oh god, I'm waiting to apply these R8s, R9s, oh, but I have an itchy trigger finger. It's kind of like when you're preparing for your first Grand Arena ever, right? Like, a lot of people are schmimicking around, and they're preparing for their first GAC ever. Thank you for selling me something. And they're like level 80, they're like level 76, and like, oh my god, I don't have, I don't have my full CLS team, or not CLS team, but like, oh, I don't have one specific character for my team. I don't have my 2-star 3PO and Chewie for my CLS team, right? And they freak out, and they're like, oh, I need to farm now. It doesn't matter what you have on your account until you actually hit level 85. So if you need 5 characters for a team, or in like the CLS case, really 3 characters, maybe 4, and you get it at level 84 as opposed to level 72, oh, who cares, right? As long as you have the stuff by the time you need it, you're fine. And in a situation of not preparing for GAC, but rather preparing for a meta-defining, meta-changing, possibly for a lot of us at the 5 million, 6 million GP mark, punching up against much bigger accounts, very free-to-play friendly addition to the meta, why would you waste those extra resources? Because eventually you know that you're going to need to apply an extra Relic 3 to Relic 5 because Datacrons, like, how many people had to take their Jolie Bindos in the last couple months of Datacrons being out to R5 so that you could use some sort of tier 6 or tier 7, or I guess level 6 or level 9 Datacron? How many of you people had to take, like for me, I had to take these 3 characters from R2 to R3 just to apply basically a useless Datacron in a week from now to gas, right? I didn't want to do that. Like, how many times have I been kicking myself because I don't have an R5 B1 or an R5 B2, right? Like, these are non-negligible resources that you don't want to waste. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. I'm sorry if it sounded like I was just bitching and moaning, but legitimately this is good advice, so I hope you take it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I love you, and I'll see you later. Oh, by the way, I guess tomorrow, since it's the 31st, is subscribe to AP September, where if we get 25,000 subscribers, I will Relic 9 my cup on stream. I don't care how much money I have to spend. We will do it. If you guys want to send this video or a link to my channel to your guildmates, to your friends, to your family, to your alt emails, to help us get 25,000 subscribers, I will guarantee that for every person that subscribes to the APGAINS YouTube channel that you recommended, it's kind of like a multi-level marketing scheme, a pyramid scheme of PP inches, if you will. Every person that you refer and subscribes, you will gain an inch on your penis. And that goes for you too, women. You always wanted to have a big old dong, but you're APGAINS, I was born with a vagina. And transition, surgery, and therapy is too expensive. Get a couple people to subscribe to APGAINS, you'll be set for life, my lady friends. All 1.7% of you that watch me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I love you, and I'll see you later.